Okay, good morning, everyone. Hello again, and I'm Afiru Ismail. Thank you, Dr. Chil Hee Kim, for the introductions, and also my deepest gratitude to CREVET for inviting me and allowing me to be here again this year. And of course, I had a very good time last year with our friends in UNEVOC Network, and also I believe this year will be more exciting. Okay, so today I'm given opportunity to talk about, again, referring to Margarita about the partnerships SDG 17, and of course, this is very important elements that we can focus on in our Tibet sector. So I believe that Korea already has established a very good and effective system in terms of academia and industrial partnerships model. So we have visited few schools, and for example, last 2 years we went to the ERICA and robotics schools. We can see the good partnership between institutions and also the industry. So in Malaysia, I would like to share in the context of curriculum development how this partnership benefits both parties, from institutions and also industry, and as well as the students. I would like to introduce and to share some information regarding our future industry demand curriculum and through work-based learning entrepreneurships. So we are referring to the Excel framework, which is established by our Ministry of Higher Education. So in this context, I'm talking about the higher level of TVET, advanced TVET, or maybe we can call that technical programs, more higher than level 5 of diploma level. So at this level, we are at the Malaysia Technical University Network are proposing the Excel to become a guideline for the curriculum developer and the academicians to excel in this industry-driven curriculum. So from this Excel, there are 4 thrusts that we are focusing on, which are the research-infused experiential learning, real industry-driven experiential learning, ideal community resilience experiential learning, care and personalized experiential learning. There are certain specific models for each of the trusts, but today I'm going to focus on the the second one, which is industry-driven experiential learning, which is the ideal. So in terms of why we are moving to the ideal context of curriculum, because our current curriculum is so content-centric. It is more rigid, it's not flexible, and this is connected between the theory and practice. So this is what happening why we have a mismatch in the industry demand, and we have why the graduate employability becomes so low because of the mismatch of the components in the curriculum to the industry practice. But now, based on this flexible and future-ready curriculum, we are more open. We are more open, and we are more acceptance level is very high now because we are accepting the professional certificate from the industry, such as we have barista, Cisco, for example, C-suite from the Microsoft, etc. So integrating all those professional curriculum in professional certificates or components into our curriculum are very important. And of course, we have personalized or strong values embedded. We have found that the weaknesses of our curriculum, not only in my context, but also all around the world, we have missing the value context. So now we are personalizing the context of the curriculum, how we are tailor-made the curriculum to fit and to suit each individual and the characteristic. We can do this through many platforms such as online open and distance learning, online learning, and blended learning. So all those things actually we can cater the needs of the students. And of course, we build the partnerships. We can see that one of the weaknesses that we identify from our curriculum development that we put the industry at the end of the last stage of the curriculum development. But now, as of now, we are trying to engage the industry at the initial stage in developing the curriculum. So now we understand what the industry needs. We are developing the curriculum together, and also we will discuss on the future obstacles or hindrances that we may find or may encounter later at the end of the stage of the curriculum. And the last thing is the robust technology. So integrating new high-edge technology is very important for them to be adaptable and to work in the industry. So by having TVET, as we discussed, that TVET is more important as a transition from school to employment, to assist the student to get employed, to make them employable is through TVET, because we are focusing more on the practical and work-based environment as rather to the academic is more on the theoretical. So we are now using the build concept, for example, the 3I, identification, integration, and implementation, which is for the identification, we put industry together into our stakeholders and subject matter experts to ensure that the quality of the curriculum is aligned with the industry. And of course, it will become sustainable for a few years as compared for now when the students graduate. The curriculum somehow is no longer acceptable or valid to the current situation. So at the last stage, after integration into the curriculum, we do the implementation, which is we conduct the curriculum based on the consensus between the academicians, between the curriculum developer, and also from the industry perception and industry acceptance, whether they are agree with the content or whether they want them to be changed frequently, or maybe there's something that we need to be more open, so we can do some intervention in the middle of the programs. So we are focusing more on the experiential learning, which is we try to develop the tacit knowledge among the students, because they will gain the knowledge and experience through industry and real practices as compared when they are sitting and studying at the institutions. They are like a mind block. They don't know what's happening out there, and there is no lack of experience, so exposure to the industry best practices. So ideal is the best practices for us as of now, because we can see that the concrete based on real tasks in the workplace, we put them into the workplace, not for just the industrial training. This is more like 14 weeks or 3 months, but it takes years for this program. I show you how we do or conduct this kind of curriculum development and implementations. And the second one is reflective observation. So we can see that demonstration by industry worker and reflection from the work performance rubric. It's not that important, but the most important thing is about the performance, not about the student's grade or how CGPA, how high their CGPA is. The most important is the performance, whether they are competent or not yet competent. So, and the third one is abstract conceptualization. And then we have to understand the work process or the phenomena behind of the work processes, and then the active implementations. So we get a consensus and agreement through the partnership, as mentioned by Dr. Margarita just now. The partnership level is very structured. We need to establish the specific memorandum and agreement between those parties, because if we cannot comply with the requirement, for example, on the curriculum, we have to be together with the industries. And then when they are being evaluated, now they will get accredited. So if the industry is not ready, the programs cannot be run. And of course, in terms of delivery and assessment, this is actually a big challenge for us, which is when the industry are operating, they don't have time to teach and to give guidance to our students. So this is another issue that we are tackling slowly now. And then and the program management. So this is the ideal frames that we can see the best practices, and then we actually referring to the triple helix platform, which is an industrial influence, governments, and the higher education provider. In this ideal, there are 3 important approaches that we can focus on. The first one is the industry, cooperation, education, and apprenticeships. So what we are doing, most of the institutions are currently practicing the first model, which is the industry, which is they send the students about 15 to 20% of the curriculum into the industry to get industrial training or traineeships. They have a short training in the industry, but now we are moving forward to the cooperation education. About half of the semester, half of the duration, they go to the industry. And the third one is the apprenticeship. This is a new program, which is the student will cover up to 80% their time at the industry. Means that they might be attend the courses at the university only 1 or 2 semesters. So this is the already established and accredited by Malaysia qualification agencies, the programs that we have established based on the model cooperation education, and the first one is for the vocational education and the second one is for the technology. So for the technology programs, we send the student to industry for 1 year to get the industry experience and work-based learning. So while they are studying or learning at the industry, they also earning some money, some incomes and allowance. So we think this is a win-win situation, both for the students and also for the industry. And then they have, I don't want to say a cheap labor, but they can get assistance from the students at the same time they are learning. So this is a learning outcome. And this is the structure of the third model, the apprenticeship model. As of now, we only established one program so far called Bachelor in Food Service Industry. They only stay at the campus only for 1 semester, and the rest they will go to the industry. So this is very interesting that they are very competent and have highly skilled workers, but we not yet see the real outcome. Let's find out later after they are graduated, because it's just being offered last semester. So we are now going to expand this kind of structure to another programs. So these are what I said just now, that this is a requirement or compulsory to have industries together in the curriculum. If there is no partnership, if there is no MOU, we cannot establish and run the programs. So this is a requirement for the MQA, Malaysia Qualification Accreditations. And there are so many industries, you might become so excited to see where this industry are very interested and want to be together in the developing human capital of the citizen. So another things we have embedded into the curriculum is about the entrepreneurship education. This is another interesting system or strategy that have been implemented, because this is requirement for both students and the educator or trainer to be together, because they need to establish a real company, not just a micro or informal company, but have to be registered by the Malaysian authority. So we are integrating technopreneur, and also at the end of the technopreneurship or entrepreneurship education, we would like to contribute to the community. We call it as the Tibet Unity, because the company or the small medium enterprise or company startup from the students will go to the community and serve the community based on their expertise and the competencies. And we have established 2 guidelines. This is in Bahasa, because this is very important for them. For example, they want to work on campus, like to open up a small micro businesses, and also the second one is to establish a real company and how to run the company as an official company. They have to register through Malaysia company system, and we have startup guidelines for them. And we also conduct trainings and support system. We have entrepreneurship incubator. We have best practices from the experts in the industry and from the businesses. And also sometimes we organize a festival or open market for the students to showcase their skills, showcase their products, and to sell. But most of the companies or startup companies are involving in this festival or showcase are coming from the food and beverage sectors or field. So this is one of the companies called Caffeine and Calories. This is the real companies operated by the students and CEO by the student as well. So this is very excited that we can see the market there, and then the sales that they have made so far is very impressive, because people are now moving towards coffee. Every day we drink coffee. So we have located the kiosk, the Caffeine and Calories or barista kiosk, at the central of our institutions. And the second one, not the second, but the following poster, you can see the students also offer how to repair the services, smartphone and laptop services, and design services. Now we have AI and so on, because in my experience, based on my personal experience, when I don't have time to enhance my slide, I said to the student and give them some money, so they will do that to us. And this is also another example of student startup. This is basically based on the HVAC and electrical and constructions field. They do constructions, maintenance, and also some wiring repairs at the campus. And also the staff or the academicians can also request for their services at home. And this is another one that I mentioned just now, the caffeine and calories. We are very proud of this company. And the last one is about the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning HVAC, because there are lots of air conditioner at the campus. When we are establishing this company, they are now have opportunity to join the businesses and do services at the same time, learning and earning. So of course there are so many challenges that we can see throughout the journey from starting the curriculum until the student graduations. Of course they are not perfect, they are not there are so many hiccups during the journey, especially for the engagement from the industry, because they are not ready in this new kind of curriculum, but somehow we managed to settle this kind of issues, and I believe this kind of curriculum will become the future type of curriculum. So I believe that learning is experience, everything else is just information. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you.